Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly game master today, I guess, because today we are carrying on, or Astonishing Master. That seems a little self-congratulatory. Today we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Jeff Talanian's awesome Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, 2nd edition. Now, we also are incorporating some things from 3rd edition, but it is until the print books actually arrive, we're using sort of a mix of the two. Some bits from the 3rd edition, some bits from 2nd edition. And our campaign is called Reavers of Thule. And with me today are the stars of the Reavers of Thule campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, we've got Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Amar. He is a Sikh monk from 18th century Earth, and I am 7th level.
Very nice. Next up is Carl.
Hello, I am Carl. I am playing Iphigenia Acantadoros. She is an Amazonian warlock. She is also 7th level.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is Robert.
Yeah, I'm Robert, and I'm playing Zard Luxande. He's a 6th level Inuit cryomancer, and he's never actually been to Thule, so I'm not sure he's actually a Reaper of them yet.
Or, well, you do know that you're under the same stars that you saw when you were, when the other, or at least the others have told you that.
Yeah.
So then,
Okay.
Guys, Robert missed a last session, so who wants to tell him what happened last time? And I'll give you a quick visual.
I saw the end, which was everybody fighting underwater with a bunch of the toad skippers.
Yeah. So this was a helpful visual aid for
those things.
Yeah, the Lobsters of Doom.
Yeah, those are from. I remember those from the Curse of the Crimson Throne.
Yeah, the illustration is the reef claws.
Yeah,
I love that.
Reef claws.
Great monster. So what happened last time, guys?
So we had decided, I think, mainly to go ahead and set out to try to get into the spire that the Monkey Meister had originally tasked us with going into, and finding the I guess mutation device that he was after.
Mm-hmm.
So we set out on a raft with a couple of, I think it was 2 toad skippers, I think, and headed out, went to the spire. We had, I think was it a potion or was it something we put on? I can't remember, but it allowed us to breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was for like 5 hours or something. And so we got a rope and dropped that in the water, and we dove in and were progressing downward. And all of a sudden, these little vicious lobster monsters came and attacked us. And there was a mess of them. It was around 20. I think it was probably a little bit less than 20, but it was around that number. Because there were 3 of us, and they were just ganging up on us like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
They basically wiped out Amar and Malo, and one of the toad skippers, I think one or 2 of them, came in and helped Iphigenia fight off the rest and get back up to the top. But when at the end of the session, Amar and Malo were slowly floating to the inky blackness of the lake.
That is correct. Actually, we lost Robert in both.
Oh, we lose him
Zoom,
in the other?
all together. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even flip over there. I just saw his camera went off, and
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
his
"Oh,
camera
okay."
froze, and then he went, but I just double-checked in Zoom. He's gone from Zoom as well, so we'll just give him a moment here to get back on. So, yes, that's exactly. So I think where our session will actually open is we can see, the big spire coming out of the lake, and the lake is almost big enough to not see the land from this from the vantage where you are. And there is a boat that is looks to be moored fairly close to the side of this massive white spire. Rain is falling down, so it obscures even further the view of the shore. And we see first a toad skipper come out of the water and onto this boat. And next we see Iffy breach the surface and pull herself out of the water, stands up, and then gestures and makes some arcane words or speaks some arcane words. Electricity begins to flow across her arms and her upper body, and then she thrusts her arm down towards the water, and there's a roiling, and with the lightning playing across the water, we can see every one of those creatures, the lurkers, getting cut and hit by that electrical discharge. We then see, she sort of slumps against the side of the boat, and bodies of these things are beginning to drift up to the surface. And it appears that she has defeated the attackers. If you look down, you can see that there is still that light that was cast on. I can't remember which thing had the light on it, to be honest.
That was my ring.
Oh, your ring, of course. Right, because it always gives off. You see that drifting down, and I was curious. The lake at this point is 200 feet deep, and I was curious how light, how much light you can see down there. So, you are curious, guys. I found a shipwreck that's 200 feet down in Canadian Lake, and this is what you can see. So, I'm assuming this is on a more sunny day than an overcast day, but there's actually a remarkable amount of clarity at that depth, it seems.
Yeah.
Right, so so this is, I think, we can see they're drifting down right now, and I have no idea what the physics actually are of this, but I'm picturing that you guys are probably falling at least at a rate of about 50 feet per round right now. So if you're looking down, Iffy, it does seem like they're almost plunging out of view at this point. But let me go. But Iffy, you're the one up here with this last, what do you call it? The other toad skipper. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think the first thing she's going to do is drink a healing potion.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. I don't know why my internet just dropped.
And so is that 1d8 or 2d4? Plus...
If you drink the whole thing, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
You don't have access to any greater healing potions, do you?
No, I just have 2 healing potions on my character sheet. Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. So you quaff that. You're looking down, and it doesn't appear that there are any other of these creatures.
Well, she's gonna. I guess she's gonna dive in after them, use a rope as a guide, and hopefully they stay near that. Okay.
So you plunge into the water. And Sard, I think you are on the boat at this point. So there is the guys are on a boat. They were trying to get into I'm not sure when you lost your connection. They were trying to explore ways to get into the cursed spire. And that's when they were attacked by those things. Iffy has taken them all out single-handedly with a lightning bolt into the water, and has now dove back into the water and is plunging down to try and find where our 2 heroes are. And I was saying to Carl and Will, I was curious what the visibility is like 200 feet down in a lake. So I found this shipwreck 200 feet down in a Canadian lake. So there's actually a lot more visibility. I think the ambient light in this is likely brighter than it is with the overcast and rain, so it's going to be darker where you guys are, but it's still I think a remarkable amount of clarity that far down.
Yeah, although I might worry that they brighten it artificially, but hey, let's
possibly. I mean, you know what, there's so many photos I've seen from different sources that were when I was looking for that at that depth.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's a concern.
The player just wants to make it harder for the other player.
Yeah. Well, Sarge's at 1 hit point right now, so he's already got it plenty hard. Then, Iffy, you plunge in and start pulling yourself down, and I think that the combination of your... Wait, did you take your armor off, or do you have your armor on?
No, we have it on because we were,
because you breathe underwater.
We wanted to sink, right?
Yeah. So it's quite easy for you to go down. It takes you probably... I mean, I think the pressure is quite bad once you get past the 50 mark. But I think your determination, you're a solid pulp hero, so I think that the determination to get to your allies and your ability to breathe under here allows you to push through. Oh, really? Okay, nice. That's good to know.
Yeah. 100 foot is about the average for scuba.
Oh, is it?
And
okay,
even
so...
in 100 foot can hurt.
Yeah.
Just your ears a little. But beyond that, it starts to suck.
Yeah. I had about 2 months ago, I fell down a well of videos about people dying in caves from cave swimming and stuff, and fuck me, is that awful
cave
stuff.
diving is
dangerous.
Yeah, and horrific.
Very.
But some people free dive, no gear at all, into those blue holes in the Caribbean. So.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a blue hole off of the coast of the what is it? Is it Qatar? Or Dubai?
Well,
yeah, in the what's called Persian Gulf.
The Red Sea.
In the
Red
Persian
Sea
Gulf.
Or Gulf of something. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if you look at Blue Hole, I think it's, and there's a couple ones like that in ones in Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, we probably have some here. Where I actually got my open water certificate was in a place like that. It's technically a cave, but it doesn't join up anywhere else. Yeah. So it's this beautiful, pristine. You come in and just goes down, and it was beautiful. It was gorgeous, and so you're technically kind of in a cave, but it's still considered open water. And so and it was, I don't know, it was maybe, it might have been close to 100. I can't remember how far down I went, but as the further you get down, the more the pressure gets. And I think, if I remember properly, 100 foot is kind of the maximum for scuba. And if you go past 100 foot, I think you have to start looking at other devices. I think.
Yeah, like different gases to avoid that intoxicating effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have to do like a dry suit, like a pressurized. So yeah.
So this is what Iffy is feeling as you're, hurrying your way down. You pass I can't remember how long the rope was.
I don't know.
We had at least two.
At least two, yeah. Ropes are normally 50, aren't they?
Let me look.
Yeah.
I had a rope on here somewhere on my character sheet.
So it just means that at some point you're going to reach the end of where the weight is on the end of it, and you look down and you're plunging into sort of open water to make your way to the bottom. Iffy, you're of course keeping your eyes out to see if any more of these things are going to come upon you, but also keeping steady attention on the light down below. If you make use of your connection with Malo, there's blackness from his eye, so he's either unconscious or whatever. But after some difficult struggles against the crushing pressure of the depths of this lake, you reach the bottom. And you find Amar and Malo seemingly unconscious. What are you doing?
Okay. I guess I gotta drag one or both up to the rope one at a time.
Okay.
And tie them to the end.
So trying to find the rope in this weather is likely, or in this climate is likely to be difficult, because I can't think of, unless you did something to sort of mark where the end is. If the rope's 100 feet long,
and we're
it's 150 feet down from that, or 100 feet down from that rather. So. But I think that, you would have had an opportunity to think about that if what you want to do is to sort of lash both of them together on another rope,
Okay, yeah.
And then
Hopefully there's plenty of rope in the boat. Yeah, and then
I think definitely, yeah. Like you guys were expecting to make, a substantial expedition in here, so yeah, you lash the two of them together and begin heading up.
I could also try to use a vampiric sponge to get one of them at least.
Oh,
conscious.
yeah. You want to do that? Because that requires no speaking or anything.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that too. So,
okay.
What? How many? I sacrifice one? Or
yeah, they get. I think it's what is it? 1 for 2?
1 for 3.
1 for 3. Okay.
No, it's 1 for 3.
Yeah.
So you need. I'll sacrifice 2, so Amar gets 6.
Okay. So Amar, this is a very.
Or maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll sacrifice 3, so Amar gets 9. So
okay.
Yeah.
So I think that you will mark this down, Amar, in your old days as the most unusual place you will wake up to. Because you jerk awake and, there's, as a, trained martial artist, I think you've got that sort of like preternatural sense of your surroundings and your body and whatnot, and it's just moving so strange in the water. As you sort of start sloshing around, and you can see Iffy in the glow of your ring as it's moving around. And after a moment, why don't you give us a D6 roll? Let's see if you're surprised or not.
D6.
Not surprised. So it's only a brief moment. Oh, that was Iffy. Oh, sorry, Iffy. It's actually only Amar. I just wanted to see how he would react.
I thought I was being attacked by more of these things.
Yeah. No.
No, stop it.
Madison, fuck you.
Stop it.
So with that, Amar, you very briefly, kind of thrash for maybe like a second, and then you sort of catch yourself, and you can see Iffy's face in that, eerie, weird silence of the, the depths of the water, and she sort of like nods her head like, "You're okay. You're okay." What do you guys do next?
Try to grab Malo and.
Okay.
I forget how far down he was.
Same thing, and you actually can see his. Let's see here if you can. I'm just gonna roll for you guys. Oh yeah. Fortunately, not far from his body is that spear he dropped as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, his sword would have been right near him. Yeah. So you grab that. Lash.
Oh, we grab his sword too if it's.
Yep. No problem. You get that. Yep. In his sheath, and you begin heading back. Sard, the last encounter, I think, I'm picturing that you were probably involved with this as well too, but you were so shocked in it. It's almost as if you have no memory of the fight with them having happened. And you're just looking down, and I think, I guess first off, is there anything you want to do while you're waiting for them to come back up?
I think he's going to use one of his 2 healing potions on himself.
Okay.
And he's going to... I have these the restorative fruits. Okay, that's what I'm sorry. So he's going to use one of those. And he's just watching and waiting to see if he can help. And if he needs to, he'll be trying to pull on the rope to get them up faster. But that's only if he sees something else coming.
Okay. So it is. Let's hear it. I don't think a great chance of. Yeah, no. So where the guys resurface is probably about 60 or 70 feet away from the boat itself. And in spite of the falling rain, you guys are able to spot where the boat is. It's the only thing that breaks the surface apart from the massive spire. You paddle on over. With effort, you drag Malo up into the boat, and you guys climb up as well. What do you guys do next?
I don't know. Do you want to go back and have to recover, or do you want to try to press on and try to find the entrance? Amar?
That's a good question.
Sorry to ask, how many vampiric sponges does everybody have? Because we could take advantage
I've
of
got
that one.
several.
Yeah, we have So we each got 2 of each of these things, and then
Yep,
we
I have
have,
2.
now that I've used one, we had 6 more beetles, 4 leeches, and 5 sponges. That's kind of what I have as extra.
Yeah.
That was going to be distributed among everyone else.
So given the 1 for 3, we could basically do that on each other and probably get ourselves back up pretty high, right? Because let's say I use 2, if you'll get, or, you know, let's say I use 7, if he would get 21 more, right? Then if he could use a couple to get Amar up. Basically, it's a circle where we each get 3 times the hit points that we gave up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
You
I
wanna
still
try to-
have one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. We could do that. So you're going to do that?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've still got 1 more potion of healing.
Yeah, well, we could use that at the end of all this, because these things are hard to use in battle, so this seems like a good time to use the beetles.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the
Sponges.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you're down to 1, and
Yeah,
then I'll
down to
use
1. That gives Iffy 21, right?
Yeah, and then I'll take 7, right, to give back to 21 back to Amar. Does that work?
Yep.
So, all right, puts me. So then 21 back to Amar.
I have 1 more sponge.
And I was going to say, where are you at health-wise?
He's at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could take. Let's see. What am I at? I'm at 27 now. What's your max HP? Because I know it's
21 for
Mine
him.
is
We can max him out.
And then I have 1 more sponge, so I can give some back. So
So we're using 3
Yeah, I've got
sponges.
one I could use. Where is it? 6, 5. And then I take 7. Puts me at 20.
Okay.
just
And then
take
that
6.
will max you out.
Okay. And then I'm going to give up some more just to, because I still have 1 more potion. I will...
We're just like using these sponges and tossing them
Yeah.
over the side.
Yeah. And so then I will use up, let's see, well,
We're down
Yeah,
like
1.
22 and 20.
all right. Does anybody else have any more sponges after this?
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah, we
got
still do.
several.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Let me
we had some
Okay.
before we fought the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to use, so I'm going to do 7 more and get, I guess Amar back up to 41. And
Yeah.
that'll be good enough for me. So that should take you up to 41 Amar. And then if you have another one, you can.
Oh, let's see, where are you at? Where's Iffy at?
She's 20 down. Yeah. So
So if I sacrifice 6, that'll get you 18, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's all her.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
I don't think Amar's used his chiropractic adjustment yet today.
No, I have not. So I still have that and a healing potion. So we still have a couple options there.
Yeah, I still have a healing potion. I mean, I have that last resort sacred tree resin. But, yeah, I mean, if we need to use that for Malo, if we come, George is able to make it.
So, Sard looks like he's still down by 7. If he's down by 2, and Amar's down by 7. What do you guys wish to do next? Rain is falling. It's still daytime.
We should try to at least find the entrance, even if we don't go in.
Yeah.
We should still try to
We need to
press on.
We need to get that done.
I was thinking about using the hand, like does levitation work underwater? Like the hand.
I don't think so.
helping-
We were looking at the rules. I actually don't think you can cast spells underwater.
You can't cast spells underwater.
Got it. Well, I was thinking of like the helping hand, which levitates, but it's iron, so it's probably not a good thing assembling underwater. So.
Yeah, and I think
What was the range on that thing?
Something pretty large. I have it on my.
I can't remember.
Here it is.
Let me see. Do I still have the Discord?
600 feet. 600 feet away. But the problem is, I realized afterwards that would have been good for going into the Bahir lair, but
What about, so I have that horn of animal control, or animal calling, and the bridle of control. Do you want to try to summon some denizen of the lake? But then it's to communicate. Can you communicate with those, Amar? I can't remember if monks can do that.
With
Speak with animals?
Animal?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can speak with animals.
Okay.
Yep.
That's an idea too. It's an idea.
Yeah.
But then you could get the poor animal killed if there's danger near the entrance to the place. Right? But, all right. Well, if we're going to go back down there, I'm going to use this witchweed to get back the lightning bolt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that.
Robert, you might be muted. I see your lips moving, but...
Yeah, I was muted mainly because noise was going on outside. I didn't want it to break in on this.
Oh, were you trying to say something too then, or?
Maybe I was talking to myself.
Okay. Want to make sure your contribution wasn't lost, that's all. Okay. So then, what is the plan now?
So,
I say we go
same
ahead
approach?
and try. Yeah, because the water breathing is only good. I want to say it was 5 hours. Is what
so we probably lost about an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. And so
I think at most you've lost an hour between, because you weren't that far down when this happened. The fights are pretty quick in this. So even I think it went like 10 rounds, but even then that's like a minute. So the recovery time of getting up and swimming down, coming up, using the vampiric sponges, I think an hour of your time has been spent thus far. So,
quick question: when you use the lightning, just to make sure I'm clear on this, so Carl, was that you or was that a device? And did it?
It was me.
Water? Okay.
I was above the water and I cast it into the water, and it became like a fireball.
Okay. All right. Great.
Or a lightning ball.
Yeah, because I've got a couple lightning out things, but I don't think I want to be using them when I'm in the water itself. So, probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Well,
the idea is to find the entrance, and hopefully it's air.
Yep.
Okay. So then, what do you guys? What is the order that you're going to do? Is it the same thing you were doing before? You're just going to follow the thing down, try and find the bottom, and then start looking around near the base of the tower?
Yeah, that was, I think, the original.
That was the plan.
Okay. So if he knows what it's going to be like to get down to the bottom. So let's see here. Get the old encounter check here. Let's see. Go. All right. So you guys plunge in. Who is first in the water?
I guess I'm going to be first again.
Okay, so Mara. Next.
You put the squishy in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right.
The squishy.
So you plunge into the water and begin making your way down. Now, before you guys dive in the water, are there any issues you had with the last fight that you want to address while you guys are on the surface and able to talk to each other?
I mean,
spears are good.
Yeah. Yep, that's just what I was going to say, Carl. The spears are probably our best bet. Simply because they don't suffer the... what you call it? Penalty for fighting underwater.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're good for that. They don't do a lot of damage, but they're good for it. And you can use the spear in one hand, and that still leaves you a hand for the rope or anything else you need to do.
Right.
No.
I can't think specifically.
We can't cast underwater. If we had something like something to make sure we could talk underwater, but we don't. So
Yeah.
We could at some point, we could ask either Toad Skippers or the Terra Men if they have some device that could do that, if they've heard of the device, but we don't have the time right now.
Terramen, I mean, the Terramen have. Well, it's a shame you don't have one with you too, because I mean they could.
Yeah, I thought they were flying like in the air, but it's raining, so I don't know if they stopped.
And they're they don't go into the water around the Cursed Tower, but their telepathic abilities could probably be quite helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Even just to serve as a kind of a game of telephone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sard, what we said before too is that the rest of the guys took masterwork spears from the Toad Skipper village if they wanted one, so they could select whether it did +1 to hit or +1 to damage. If you'd like to have one as well too, I'm fine. I'm not sure if you're proficient with them, but
no, it's not. But it's probably better than the penalty of using something else.
okay.
What's the negative for proficiency?
For
non-proficient.
Is it -4 as well?
Yep, -4.
Okay, so
Yes,
I was going to say, if he's a spellcaster, I think it's a -4.
Yeah, so
Yeah, okay.
-8.
No, he'll just use what he has.
Okay.
So he is, however, I'm assuming that you can't cast spells under, but I could cast Ice Armor on myself before I go under.
Yep.
Okay.
Does Ice Armor like Mage Armor, where just it lasts for...
Yeah, it lasts 1 turn plus 1 turn per caster level, so 7 turns. That's what,
okay, so it's just over an hour that it'll last then. Okay, so we'll bear in mind that you've got that active for an hour. All right, so you guys begin making your way down. Perhaps unsurprisingly, you guys are very carefully monitoring the deep blue around you, see if anything travels out of it, which gets darker and darker as you guys get further down. Amar, you reach the tip of the rope, knowing now that you've reached 100 feet down, and it looks like it is an unlimited depth stretching out below you. With a deep breath, let go and continue drifting down. It does feel like you are falling for ages until you finally gently set down, and there's a bit of debris that comes up from the surface of the lake, or the floor of the lake, I guess. What do you call the bottom of a lake? The floor?
Yeah.
Lake bed?
Lake bed, thank you.
Bed,
Yeah.
It's a bed or a floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard floor.
Okay. Which leaves all of our heroes, one by one, landing on the lake bed. So, you all look at each other. And again, this is in keeping with this game. It's that cheesy, like, actors moving slowly to demonstrate they're underwater kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. All right. Then I this is for non sequitur, but I did a poster for our for an old Star Wars game where I reworked 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea poster with all the characters from our Star Wars game. I should really revisit that idea with this. 10,000 Leagues Under the Thulean Sea. Now, what do you guys wish to do next? I think that would someone give us a D6 roll, please? Whoever's feeling lucky here.
Oh, no, that was a mark. Okay.
Either I'm lucky or I'm not.
Okay. So you're looking around, and one of the things that I guess... Well, let me rephrase it. Let me check on one thing first. When you guys set up the boat, remind me again how close to the surface, how close to the actual Cursed Tower you guys are. Were you within like 50 feet of the thing, or what I'm trying to...
I want to say it was like 50, 60 feet, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't specifically remember.
So what I'm trying to picture is whether... and you guys can tell me whether your characters are doing this. if you're within about 50 feet of it, I imagine you can see, even in spite of the darkness from the rainfall and whatnot, you can see the walls of the tower. And if you're going down and keeping that in view, then there's no chance of you drifting off. You know, I'm not gonna roll for you getting lost. I for some reason was picturing you like 100 or so feet away from it, but when I thought about it,
we were close to the.
Yeah,
we were close enough to it so that the boats wouldn't get smashed up against it.
Yes.
But,
Right.
Okay. So what you see as you guys are going down then is that it's still that same like almost perfect white surface. There doesn't appear to be anything growing on the outside of this thing. There's no like, you know, barnacles or whatever else, until you get all the way down to the very, very bottom, and you're looking up, and at this vantage point, it just seems like it goes on forever, right? Like it goes up till you can no longer see, and there is nothing. No markings, no visible entrances, nothing in this thing. What are you guys doing? At least from where you guys have stopped.
Yeah, I think what Malo had suggested is that we would go around the base, basically.
Right.
Okay.
And at the same time, if we're close enough to it, Sard wants to look to see if it appears that the tower goes below the floor as well. Like, is it protruding through the floor, or is
It's definitely coming up from the lake bed, yeah.
Okay, so there could be stuff underneath the floor that that could be where the entrance is.
Most definitely.
Yep.
Possible, yeah. So, you sort of gesture and you guys begin your slow expedition under the surface around this thing. I think most unnerving thing is that while you do hear, you know, the odd time of weird and distorted sounds through here, for the most part, it's almost perfect silence. And unnerving so you've got, you know, your sight is a little compromised because of the darkness and the particles and whatnot, and then just the distorting effect of the water. You're also completely robbed of your hearing, or at least any effective attempt to hear things. You guys are down there for about maybe about 20 minutes. So you're making your way around, and it's huge. The tower itself, the base, is massive. When you hear a sound of, it sounds like almost, I think the gates of Iron Fang Keep, when you seal them shut, there's a sound like that from well above you, and there is a rumbling sound that starts and then continues on for about a minute straight, to the point where like it's hard to hear each other. You're sort of gesturing at each other, like I'm guessing like kind of pointing up. You can all hear this clearly, and then after a minute that rumbling stops, and you hear once again the sound, almost like the gates of Iron Fang Keep slamming shut.
So is that, we can't tell where it's coming from, like
It's
the bottom or the above?
You can't see. I'm picturing your visibility is probably limited in this environment to maybe like 60 feet or so. But yeah, you know what? Why don't each of you guys give us a D6 roll, please? Now, okay, Iffy, you can feel it. There's a shift in the temperature of the water. It's very subtle, but it's a little bit warmer. I mean, insert P jokes here, but it's...
So, like, is there a current? Is there a current along with that warm? Can we track it or follow it?
You could try and swim up a little bit if you'd like.
Or, yeah, swim/climb. But the thing is smooth, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, if you go up and try and touch this surface, it has the Yeah, I mean it's perfectly fucking smooth. This is a flawless piece, and it doesn't feel like stone. It feels like metal, or perhaps one of those sky materials that you found in the smoking tower.
Okay.
So once we learn that, maybe we should all swim up at different levels, enough that maybe we can see each other underneath or above. But
how would you communicate that silently?
Well, Zard would basically point to each and would say up, and then he would point to Iffy and say, like, he would say here, and then he would say Amar, and then like that, and then point eyes at each other to say, basically say stay within distance. And I don't know if that would be enough.
Sard was not here for it, but 20 of those things almost killed you guys. That came out of the water. So I think that's something that will be weighing on your characters' minds as well, too, if you're splitting people up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to stay in visually nearby. I'd say we stay together.
The idea would have been visual range, that you could at least see the person below you and above you. But
We die together.
yeah, all right.
Okay.
So we just try to swim up, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you swim up.
If the warm current is coming from above, so I don't know how to.
Yeah, so you swim up, and what you can feel once you get to about 50 feet up, so you can barely see the lake bed below you. It's distinctly warmer in the water as you're getting up.
Oh.
And nothing else on the tower itself that we can see.
Completely, it has no visible markings, no seams. Magic, surely.
Yeah.
How long do these do our water breathing? Does that work?
5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys still
And I think
have.
we're down to 4.
Yeah, so you're into your 4th hour right now. So having swum up
into
and
the 4th hour. Okay.
Sorry, not your 4th hour. You're into your 2nd hour. I'm counting down.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry
okay.
about that. Yeah. So you go up and you can feel, and you're sort of gesturing to each other. Every one of you can feel it. Like it is. It's like swimming from a cold, large body of natural water into a comfortable warm bath.
So maybe follow where the warmth is emanating from.
It seems to be just in one region around here, about 50, a little more than 50 feet up. If you continue up to a little further, it continues on, but you can feel that the temperature is dropping as well as the water. It's not.
And
like,
is it like emanating from the tower? Like we go. If you go out, like swim backwards away from the tower, it gets cooler.
Does definitely.
Yeah. So then we just kind of try to home in on that area, and maybe suddenly it opens for a brief moment, and then.
Yeah. If you're feeling along the tower, there is a section of wall there about 60 or 70 feet up from the surface that is warm to the touch. Not painful, but like warm on the outside.
So do we think this is an entrance? Well, if you will tap it with the butt of the spear, see if it gives, or
no, it's
hollow,
as solid as what the rest of the structure seems to be.
Mm-hmm. And was there a periodicity to that? Like we felt it a couple times, right?
And you've only heard this once.
Okay.
In the time that you've been looking around. It was about 20 minutes into your circumnavigation of the tower.
Okay.
And so not only going up and down, Zard wants to go kind of left and right around the tower and see if it's like a localized spot or if it's.
Yeah, I think he
Sure.
Kevin suggested that. You know, I mean,
Yeah. So you
Okay, sorry.
swim around the side a little further, Sard, and it the hot point on the wall is covers a region about maybe 25 feet across.
Okay. Gee, maybe a big fish headed and not vaporized. No?
So what do you guys do next?
Well, what do we think? We think we want to hang out here and wait
I think so, but maybe
and
not
see if we
right
can see something that actually happens.
But maybe not right in front of it.
As you guys are waiting, the ambient temperature of the water is continuing to go down.
Yeah.
As it mixes with the lake bed, it seems as if, honestly, I mean, you would think of it it's like a bunch of hot water was introduced into the lake and is just mixing with it now.
so we just wait and tread water out here until we hear that sound. Maybe it's in this area again.
I mean, that's the best I can come up with.
Instead of wandering around and we miss it.
Right.
This is the only clue we have, right?
So if the water of the lake was warmed that much that you could feel it from 50 feet or 60 feet below.
Yeah, we don't want to stand in front of it. I want to be above it or below it.
No, you want to be below it.
Below it, yeah.
Yeah, heat still travels upwards.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Or to the side, but below would be better, I think.
Okay.
And it lasted for, you said lasted for about 20 minutes, Kev?
Which does?
The thrumming sound when we heard it?
No, it only lasted for about a minute. There was that chunking, the sound of the like a gate closing.
Okay, but a minute between opening and closing. Okay.
No, there was 20 minutes. You've only heard it one time. You have no idea how often the sequence operates.
Right.
You were moving your way
Hopefully
around.
it's not once a day.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was talking more about the length of time we think that it might be open for. So if we heard it for about 20 minutes.
That was only going, the sound of the churning that you heard was about a minute.
Okay,
got it.
We've been moving around, circumnavigating for about 20 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah. So, and you still haven't made your way all the way around the tower at this point.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think Zard. I agree. Below the potential opening is where we want to be. Close enough that we could swim up in maybe 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I mean, unless you just want to keep exploring around and come back to this point, right? If we hear it again, then we can get a periodicity. So just waiting around.
If the opening is discharging that kind of, water, what do you think is on the other end of the aperture?
Some sort of furnace, or
coil, I mean, there's a couple of different things that you could look at. I mean, it seems odd to me, just stopping and thinking, to have a heat radiator device located like there. If you were going to have something to dissipate heat, it would normally be at the top, just to get it away from everything. So I don't know. It's almost, I wonder, I mean, I kind of wonder if it was something that opened up and it's the heat difference between the tower and the inside of the building. The inside of the spire. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I guess our decision is we're going to keep exploring around at this level, or wait to see, how long this thing opens and closes. if that's what we think is going on.
Yeah.
We still have 4 hours about, well, a little over 3. We could certainly explore, try to stay within distance so that we can at least see if this thing opens again. And
Robert, would you mind getting a little closer to your mic? Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
You're quite quiet right now.
Okay. So I kind of like the idea of exploring it a bit, but relatively close so that we can see if it opens, see if we can see inside it all. Like, you know. So we don't go too far away from the spot, but we can at least explore a bit.
What do you guys think, Amar, Iffy?
I think it's better to keep moving around, and then if we can establish, like, if we don't hear it open again, then it's a good thing we didn't waste our time.
That's true.
Near it,
Yep.
right? But if we hear it open again, then we can swim back and then wait that time.
Okay.
But then maybe there's another entrance that's not potentially dangerous, right?
Yeah, I actually like that. Iffy.
Okay. So what do you guys do then?
Swim around, like, in the same direction we were exploring.
Back down to the lake bed, or are you?
I think at this level.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue making your way around here, and I would like each of you to kind of. This is about another, maybe a little more than half an hour into the side, and this thing seems the same from every side, so it's very difficult to judge, how far around the tower that you've come at this point.
Yep.
But would you each give us a D6 roll, please? Nice. So your diligence at keeping your eyes out affords you some degree of warning. Because, where is it here? I got so many lovely things added in from Starfinder. So throwing alien shit at you. Great crossover content. Okay, where is my... Okay. Where are you, my friend? Where are you? Did I load these before?
Or did you name them something clever again?
Well, this is me looking for the actual image as opposed to the things. Yeah, I sometimes remember to rename things like the images themselves before I save them, but that's not always. Got it. Okay. Second here, just need to get some quick set of stats. I am looking forward to those new books showing up, so I can have one book with monsters and one book with whatchamacallit, the rules. Okay, here we go. Do we know when the actual physical books are shipping? I know, like, things are fucked up with supply chain, but...
Read, I got the last update here. Let me check. He said... I know he said, basically, they're in the queue, I think, because he sent them the files. But knowing how that queue's going to move, I don't think he has that.
Okay. I know that the final PDFs were just circulated with all the errata. So, like, the things, there was the error that we found last time that has been apparently corrected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I haven't downloaded the latest PDFs. I think there was a link to do that. Or DriveThru, you could do it, redo.
Yeah.
Update.
So if you did, for those listening at home, if you did back 3rd edition, be sure to check your email for the final updated version of the, what do you call it, the new rule books.
Yeah, he sent the final files to the printer, and they're in the queue, but he doesn't have a date on actual printing and shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's expected. Yeah.
That's what I know.
One ring is showing up here next week, it seems.
Yeah,
Awesome.
mine's out. I got to notice that it's on its way. It might get here today.
Nice. Okay. So, guys, you are all keeping a careful eye out, looking around at this thing, but also looking out into the vast open blue that stretches before you. And that affords you some warning, because you can see there are about maybe the furthest range of your vision at like a 45-degree angle down. You can see moving two swarms of these things. And they don't seem to have noticed you at first, but then sort of look up, and there's a check kind of clattering of claws, and then it gets louder as all of them begin doing the same thing and start moving up towards you. They're starting right now about 60 feet away from you underwater. So, guys. Well, I don't need a turnover because we don't do that in this game. What am I doing?
We don't do that in this game.
Just freaking out. It's a good way of freaking out George. Every time that thing pops up, he's like, what are you putting that up for? All right, so then, guys, everyone, would you kindly decide what you are doing with your round? And go ahead and enter those. And this will be the last session we use this 2-second. We'll try the new turn economy next time. I just forgot to look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Yeah, I'll have to read up on it.
I was going to reread it, and because I know it looks interesting, and I'd like to at least give it a try and see how we all feel about it.
Zard is going to be fairly useless.
Yeah, they're moving towards us, so I guess we'll move.
Okay. And for swimming, where?
I can't type today.
Doesn't have any missile weapons.
Just in case. Just in case I close, which I probably will.
All right. Do you have your ray gun with you, Amar?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to wait until they get in that 50-foot range.
Okay, and then
we'll try the radium gun underwater and see what happens.
Yep.
We may all glow after this.
Well, you guys were, swimming in that hot water, so I think that ship may have sailed already. All right. Although I think Hyperborea is likely a setting that has comic book radiation, so it's going to just make you awesome rather than give you cancer.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
All right. So then everyone's got their actions in. Then starting with Will, goes left to right here. Will. Starting things off tough here. You beat my 1. There you go. Round 1. All right. So it looks like we've got Missile. So Amar, you're up first, but you're waiting for them to close, you said, right?
Yeah, so as soon as they get within 50 feet of me, I'm going to fire off the gun.
Okay. Holy shit, can they swim fast? They begin racing up towards you. I think there was one on the wrong level here, Madison. There's one pack of 5, I think, that you can get in like one school of them, that you can easily get all of them in the cone.
Sweet.
So go ahead and give us a damage roll. I will make saving throws for them.
19 total.
19, okay. That is quite bad for them if they fail. All right, so fail, success, nat 20, fail, and one more. That might be a success. Double check here. Saves. Nope, that's a fail by 1.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Sweet.
Saving low level saving throws, not great. So what that means is we see again that like those that concentric rings go out, and they kind of go in X-ray, and they are incredibly badly hurt. The one is finishes its swim just because it finishes its momentum going towards you 10 feet away. The others, immediately having seen that display, turn and swim out of view. Sard and Iffy, you guys have moves as well.
I'm just gonna move like 5 feet, just in case they're coming back around or something.
Okay, so you're swimming a little further. Iffy, Sard?
And Zard is going to try to stay between Amar and Iffy, but he's going to turn to kind of look behind, so making sure that that they aren't trying to circle and come back.
Okay. There's not really this, you're in, got to think in 3 dimensions here.
Yeah.
So like they've swam up from down below you up towards you. I'm gesturing auto camera here. Sorry, guys. So, but they came down from this direction and came up like that, right towards where you guys are.
Yeah.
So looking down, they've all gone off back in that direction.
Okay.
And then there's one that's about 10 feet away from Amar at this point.
Yeah.
So you can be looking like
Zard's just kind of looking all around, basically.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be here smart to take it better than.
All right.
He can take it better than him.
So then on the second round of movement, this thing will arc around, and with a swish of its powerful tail, it is now 50 feet away. So it's just in the range of your vision for that second phase, unless you wanted to close, Amar.
What do we think?
Because you would have technically acted before them.
Yeah, just let them go. Conserve your ammo. If they come back around, then
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
they'll probably spread out or something. If they're cunning. Well, I mean, I can't communicate that if Iphigenia is thinking. It looks like they did fix it. I was looking at the by the way, the PDF.
Oh, nice. Okay. With the specialization thing?
Yeah.
Yep,
And
cool.
it says 2 for the fighter and the cataphract with the specific one, and then a 1 for everyone else.
Awesome.
So
then, unless you do anything, this thing disappears into the deep blue and seems to leave. What do you guys do?
I wonder. Actually, oh no, but I can't communicate that. Maybe I point to Amar and go like this, like the motion for talking. I point to those things out there, do the swirly tail, and kind of gesture if they come back. I don't think Amar gets. I don't think Will gets it.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I point to Amar and I say,
Talk. Oh, you want me to talk to the things? Well, we can attempt it.
Okay. So you guys are drifting underwater here. Sard's still keeping a careful eye out. What do you guys do?
Like a panicked eye,
Yeah.
okay.
Sard, remember the rod that you found in the... Was it you, or was that...
Someone has a rod of find secret doors.
You know the rod you found in the frog cave? Who had that?
Which rod? I've got a staff of time. I don't have any rods.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. It might be Zanico.
Of course.
See here.
I've got the staff of time and the staff of force.
Yeah, the Atlantean scepter.
Oh,
That was Zanico. He's like off ruling
Yeah.
Crocodile Man somewhere.
So I'm fine with that transferring to one of you guys.
I got so much crap on me.
He could.
Yeah, I was fixing to say. I mean,
take it, but what?
yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's a weapon, I don't know if you can use it, but if it's just a magic item.
What it
Yeah.
was is you guys made use of Cassandali to speak to it, and to what she had said before about the rod was that it was what was used as a first contact device, because remember it can control a certain type of creature. So you could have used the scepter as a scepter of command on the toad folk, the toad skippers, and the terrible toad men.
We did use it for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We did use it at some point.
So then
I'm looking it up on the Discord.
okay. I'm not sure I posted it there. I think we talked about it, and then you guys added it to the loot.
I don't think I'm...
So it's basically it's a it's basically you can use it to command.
Yeah, it's just specified. You can use it to like dominate things. It's one of the things that the Sky people use to effectively control, first contact, and with meeting with indigenous, populations. That's what Cassandali told you, at least.
Okay. I'll just hold that for now.
So does any one of you three want to be carrying that?
I think Sard can use that because unless anybody else wants it, but he's probably pretty useless, especially in the water at the moment.
Okay. So then, with them gone, you guys continue on. It takes you, I think, about an hour, a little more, maybe hour and a half, to complete what is a full circumnavigation of the tower, and there does not appear to be any obvious entrance into the cursed tower, and there is no further, manifestation of that sound and that warm water.
Zard points down, and when we were on the ground, when we were on the floor, did it feel soft, or was it kind of like rocky?
I mean, it was a muddy lake bed.
Yeah, I doubt we could dig down far enough to...
I mean, we could go back up to the boat. I don't know how many more of these potions we have, though. That's a problem.
Don't you have enough for like 2 uses?
I
think that's right.
Yeah, so far.
But then we don't know like what time of the day this thing opens. If it opens once a day.
Well, but we know it's relatively close to now, so we should be able to, once you get back up to the surface, we should be able to say, okay, it opened maybe around noon, or maybe it was around 11, or whatever. Mm-hmm. We should be able to at least come up with that concept.
Yeah. I mean, unless we want to go to the bottom, reconnoiter around the bottom, and then we can't find anything, just go back up to the top after that, depending on how much time we have.
Yeah, you still have at least 2.5 hours of underwater breathing.
Did we make it all the way around the base?
All the way around, not the base, all around the midsection of where you were.
Midsection.
Okay.
From the way you described it, you guys were trying to be, like, you would have lost about 10 feet, so you wouldn't have been seeing the base at that point. But given the amount of time it took you, you could hit the base, and assuming that nothing else occurs, it'll take you about another hour and change to make a full circumference, or serve a full circumnavigation of the base of the tower. That might give Sard an opportunity to see about the lake bed as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, why don't we do that? If we have time for that.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
So you guys swim down. Sard, tell us what you're attempting to do with the lake bed.
Well, he's trying to keep an eye out to see if there's any area that is an obviously different color and or texture. I mean, color might be hard because vision isn't as good down here, but basically there's obviously like different texture. Some maybe the floor is a little looser, indicating that maybe something digs.
So if you try and like disturb the surface of the lake bed, what you find very quickly is that it just by disturbing the particulates, it very quickly makes it very difficult to see beyond where you are.
Yeah.
So digging, unfortunately, is not, or at least any kind of long, like proper excavation is going to make it impossible to see. You're digging stuff out for sure and getting that loose in the water, but it's very difficult to see. The mud itself feels like heavy, thick, packed, mud.
Yeah, and there's nowhere as they walk around, so he stops doing that fairly quickly. So as they go around, he's really keeping an eye out for anything, any change in texture or color.
Sure. So while you are keeping your eyes out, all of you, for any further, evidence of these things coming back, you are able to successfully make a full circumnavigation at the base of the tower without being disturbed. There's a couple of patches where you find there are I'm trying to think what you see here, like maybe like one or two places where there are like, there's a unevenness to the surface where there like a rock pushes through, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same, featureless lake bed that you find for the entire circumnavigation. You also don't hear that same sound anymore, and there's no feeling of change in temperature. But it is, as you say, this thing seems to just emerge out of the lake bed, pristine and white and towering up to the surface of the lake.
Maybe we should ask our winged friends if they have, if they can give us something to dig through mud, or basically tunnel through mud.
I guess, are there any and there's no bubbles or anything coming from off the tower,
no,
suggesting air pocket or something?
No.
So I guess our best bet is to go back up top, wait until, but then we're gonna need something to get back up. Right, we could take our extra potion of water breathing, but then we need
you mean
for the tower?
Yeah, for the second time.
Yeah, depending. I mean, I don't know how far down is the. We just swim quickly up to the surface. How far down midsection? 100 feet.
Midsection would be about 100 feet below the surface. Yeah.
Yeah. So could do it if we're just going up, but.
Okay. What do you guys think then? You're coming up on hour 4 now.
I think we need to go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then guesstimate when that thing is going to open. Get there a little earlier.
Sure. So you guys swim up to the surface. You come up and the rain is still falling down. Let's see, where are you in relation to?
Oh, can I ask a quick question? Did anybody take the cane of detection? That was the.
Yeah, I remember it.
What's that?
I remember it. I remember what
Maybe
you're
use
talking
to tap
about.
on walls to detect secret doors. Might be useful to bring back down if that's in our.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think we need to go up now since we're down to under an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys surface, you are you find that you're a little off from where you thought you were. You're about 200 feet or 250 feet away from the boat itself, but you're easily able to spot it and paddle your way over. When you pull yourselves out, you guys have an opportunity to actually speak now, as opposed to the hand gestures. The toad skipper still seems, I guess, just nervous, understandably. He's pulled the body of his companion out into the boat. What do you guys say?
Probably doesn't want to hang out here on the surface of the lake overnight, right? So, how far did it take us to get out here?
It was several miles. Yeah, let's see here. There we go. All right. So, yeah, 6 miles to shore where the temple is, and 5 and almost 6 miles in the other direction. So it's a fair amount out. It's probably, like an hour of paddling to get to the nearest shore, depending on where you want to go. This is where the temple is, and you guys secured that place, so like that would likely, except for whatever the indigenous critters are, I mean, that'll otherwise be safe. On the north shore here are mixed terrible toadmen communities. So there may be an issue there, and the south is closer to the smoking tower. You're not sure what's down there.
Yeah, I'd probably we can beach over here on that island.
Okay. You may have better weather tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So if you guys have nothing else, you set out for there. Let's see if anything interesting happens along the way. Yeah. Okay. The hour passes uneventfully. And you guys can see finally after staring out at the uneven and choppy surface of the lake for so long, you finally see the surface of the jungle seems to emerge out of the out of the mist, and you guys are able to bring the boat up on shore. Mm-hmm. The toad skipper is likely going to want to bury his ally here.
Help him.
Okay.
That we can help.
So you do that. Anything else you guys wish to do while you are resting here?
No, I had a quick question, Kevin. This is called the Smoking Tower, the thing that we're attempting to enter?
The Smoking Tower is where you guys were for...
Oh, okay.
That was where Firkus Shoot.
Okay, that was Firkus Shoot. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was way
I was like,
here.
why the heck did they call this the Smoking Tower? Okay.
This is the Cursed Tower.
Yeah, okay, this is the Cursed Tower of not being able to enter it. Let's see. 1 year from now, we'll still be trying to get in. No, I don't think Sard has anything else specifically.
Amar or Iffy?
What are we to do? It's going to help the toad skipper bury his companion.
Yeah, so between that and making camp and doing the around the camp things to set. Do you guys have any like tents or anything like that now, or are you making a lean-to?
Probably. I mean, we didn't bring we brought like food and stuff, but not provisions for like an overnight camping. So it's probably just like a lean-to shelter.
Okay.
Hammocks.
Yeah.
Let's see as well. Who wants to play the role of Dave today and give us a
Roll for weather.
Yeah, weatherman. 3 percentile rolls, please.
I can do it.
Okay.
1, 2.
All right. So no weather. There's no rain tomorrow, so that's good. The wind is only moderate, so it's going to be a little choppy on the lake, but nowhere near what it was today. And it is, unfortunately, almost completely overcast also. Still slate gray skies, very little light deeper down in the water. And but the rain, mercifully, will be stopping around so at some point in the evening. Make a quick roll here, guys. Let's see. All right. You guys are taking it in turns for watch, I take it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more question about the Rod of Command, or whatever we want to call it.
Of course.
How long does that... do we know how long that lasts? Is it...
The control?
The control.
Yeah, it is. Hold on here. I can tell you.
I think if you could control those lobster things, then...
It is only the terrible toadmen and the toad skippers that it works on.
Got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's specific to a specific species.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Unless we run into the terrible toadmen again.
Okay.
I was thinking we could just send them down there and keep circling until they see something that allows an entrance and then come back and report.
Yeah, you hold it over your head with two hands, and it will control 1d4 plus 1 times 100 hit dice of those things within 120 feet who will succumb to your rulership.
Forever.
Persists as long as you grip the rod with two hands at a cost of 1 charge per turn.
Okay.
So yeah, as long as you expend charges that you have. Okay. Pretty cool.
How many charges are left on it?
There are, in this one, 60. But this does seem to be something, it was crafted by Atlanteans. It does something special. It recharges charges.
Well, next time we see some terrible toadmen, we can put them to work.
Okay. So as you are making or having your camp. Oh my goodness. Oh, wrong thing. Hold on. Yeah. You guys are making camp. Is there anyone who wants to? Let me bring us back to the old jungle here. Go. I almost got you guys right in place here. Have us on? Yeah, okay. And a little Malo down here. Hit startup. Anything you guys wish to do before you lay down or set down for the evening? Any spells you want to cast? Any abilities you want to make use of?
Yeah, I was going to say I can go ahead and top off Sard with my cellular adjustment. So
Okay.
that will give him 12 more hit points, I believe. Oh, wait. No, I'm 7th level. 14. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you should be maxed out.
But I haven't been paid any attention to this morning.
Nice. So, Sard, you are topped up to max hit points before bed.
Great.
And then, can you split that up like at will, Amar?
It doesn't read like you can. It basically reads like it's a...
It's not like a pool you can draw on.
2 hit points per level for either the self or the other. So
Okay.
it's not like...
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way I read it.
Okay. All right. So then, guys, with you bedding down, let me roll. Okay. Iffy, you were on watch. It is still warm enough here. It's with the rain having stopped. It's the humidity of this place sets back in, or the heat and humidity sets back in. So it is a very sweaty and sticky evening. You have a small fire going, and your companions are solidly, snoring and asleep at underneath the lean-to, all kind of collected there. What's going through Iffy's mind as she's keeping watch? And she's sitting? Is she a pacer?
She's probably like sitting. I don't know if she's not really a pacer.
Hey, what's going through her mind?
It'd be nice to find the entrance to that tower and get out of this
Okay.
part of Thule.
She's drawing.
Back to our original, maybe back to Amazonia.
Okay.
Themyscira, whatever it's called.
So thinking of home, would you give us a D6 roll, please?
Of course.
So it is, unfortunately, her reverie and her thoughts of home, in the gardens of Amazonia, where she learned her the secrets of the herbalist's craft, and the sparring arenas where she learned the mastery of her blade. That's where your mind is when something suddenly large, furry, and fanged comes crashing out of the jungle. And we'll find out what that is after our mid-session break. So, we'll be back momentarily.
Columbo says, am I the furry fanged thing? doing well?
I'm here, man. Slowly but surely making it through the day.
Yeah. I was watching the, I don't know if you're at all a Critical Role fan, but I saw the Legend of Vox Machina yesterday. I don't know if you've heard about that, or...
I have. So what's the relation between the two?
It's basically it's an animated series that more or less compresses the storylines. You know, it turns it into, it basically takes out all of the off-camera or out-of-character stuff, and it just kind of does the in-character like storyline from Critical Role. So.
Oh, this is the animated series?
Yeah. I watched it yesterday. It was, it's basically animated Dungeons and Dragons. That's what it is. But
yeah, it's. I've been watching the newest campaign on Critical Role, and I like that. I enjoyed that a lot more. I'm not really much of a cartoon guy anyway, so it's just not. I'm not a target market for that either. Yeah. And I think they were really, really trying to capture that like 80s cartoon vibe for it. Yeah. So I think they did that.
I thought it was good. I thought it, or at least I liked it enough. I saw somebody complaining about it's like, well, it's a poor substitute for Critical Role, but at the same time, I don't think it's really intended to be a substitute. I think it's its own thing.
Yeah, from how the thing came into creation. I compare. So I'm not sure if you watched Arcane on Netflix, but Arcane is another animated series that was done by a French studio. It's one of the most beautiful looking shows I've ever seen, and the story beats and the character work in that is just like, even for setting aside the animated thing, it's one of the best done TV series I've seen in a really long time, and. I have to look that one up. It's definitely worth. It's got this very, very cool, like, magical steampunk kind of setting to it as well, and it deals with like issues of economic disparity and stuff. Like, it's a fucking awesome series. It's hard not to be thinking of that in comparison to the Critical Role, and it's like, if I was a kid watching it, setting aside the nudity and the language and whatnot, I probably would like it more. It's okay. It's fine. It's like the Dota. There's a Dawn of the Ancients series on Netflix as well too, which is same thing. It's fine. Yeah. The Castlevania series, it's fine. Like, no, I'm not the a target market for it. So the dragon looked pretty cool. I will say that.
Yeah, I did hear from all the reviews that once it hits, so the first 2 episodes are really kind of an introduction. After that, it gets one of the best arcs that ever happened on Critical Role, so I'm curious to see how they do that.
Yeah, and it's hard to say, like, because it feels like a summary of the coolest bits that happened. It feels like it doesn't have the space to breathe to let it land properly. There's not the build-up and investment, and there's the switch of tone, and like the time it takes to build up towards that and to have that emotional investment in it when you're in a campaign, you've got that time for it to breathe and get to there. But thinking of it just as a cartoon, like, if you think of the things it's trying to emulate, all of that shit built up stakes and resolved it within 30 minutes as well, complete with ad breaks and whatever else. So I think it's matching what it was trying to emulate. But anyway, I'm glad.
I'll report back as it goes on to see if it gets better. But I liked it enough in the beginning, and I've heard that it really, really comes into its own after about the 3rd episode. So,
oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, great. And I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it.
Yes, I will look up Arcane.
Yeah, that's I really enjoyed that series. All right, so what is? I don't know if I've got an illustration for this, but let's see here. Switch up our music for something a little more dangerous here.
Close door here.
Let's see here. It's the one I want here.
So something large, furry, and fang, doesn't make cat.
Yeah, like your cat. No. All right. Let's use this here. Okay, so what happens is Iffy, unfortunately, you were caught by surprise as an enormous ape comes charging out of the forest and comes towards you. Has only 2 arms, so it's not like a gorilla. And let me see if I've got any thing here for this. I do. Hot damn. You can tell a guy's sensibilities that I got a shit ton of tokens for apparently giant apes and frogs. Alright, so this thing is charging you. Quickly give it a hit point bar here. Okay. It towers about 9 feet tall at the hunched shoulder. As it comes charging in Iffy. And let me move it up a bit. I'm just gonna turn that music down a scooch. It's a wee bit. I want you guys drowned out by this. And it has. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Iffy. What is your armor class currently?
If I'm fully armored, then it would be a 1 because I probably don't have my shield up if I'm surprised.
Yeah. Okay. So 1, and then your cuddles. By surprise, so 16. That means I need 13 to hit you. Let's see here. 12. So this thing comes charging out Iffy, and it tries to bring its forearm and that massive hand down. And at the last second, you sort of pull back, and you see spray of sparks and the burning logs as the fire itself is sort of scattered to the side by its massive paw, and it turns towards you, and looming over you. Guys, let's roll some initiative. So, Sard and Amar, would you each give us a D6 roll, see if you're surprised this round, or if you're able to spring into action? You guys are awake, so you're prone, and you will be able to act this round. And let's see here. This is round 1. And, well, you're still kicking my ass with initiative. Things may change now.
So if I'm prone, can I cast a spell on them?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're in a lean-to, too, so there's actually no obstruction whatsoever for seeing guys. Alrighty. Then, Will, would you beat my 5, please? Alright, so melee is this thing first.
So if I'm able to get my shield up now, it's -1.
I don't think you have your shield ready at this point. And
okay.
Yeah, you're not acting yet, so. This is... Okay, so once again, I need actually a 15 this time to hit you, because you're not... 16. Slams you, and Iffy, you take... that is 5 points of damage, and then I need a strength check from you, please. Just a test, not a feat. You have 3 points of Astonishing Fortune.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Iffy, you are knocked off your feet, and you are prone from that hit. All right. And if you're casting a spell, you lose your spell as well.
I'm not casting a spell. I'm using an item.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so then this thing hits Iffy, is roaring at her, and then it is Iffy and Sard are next up with magic. What are you guys doing? If we'll start with you, you're the one in the most immediate peril.
How much damage did I take? I didn't pay.
Sorry, 5 points of damage. Full DR applies.
Okay. Oh, how much? Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try to use the bridle of animal control.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I think it gets a save against that.
You probably get to save.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Let's see what it does. Probably in this book. Let's see here. All right. Bridle. Yeah, lots of magic boats, guys. Bow, brooch, bracers. Come on, we're getting. Here we go. All right. So a bridle you actually have to put on an animal to use as a mount.
Okay.
So
Gonna mount a gorilla.
well, you're prone right now, though, right? So you have to spend your move to get up and then try and jump on this thing. So I think. Why don't you give us an attack roll?
All right.
Something you don't have specialization. Just pick a weapon that you don't have specialization in.
Oh, if I can scroll back up to.
Okay. That.
Yeah, I rolled a 17.
Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, you leap up onto this thing and try and throw this bridle around it. It loops around its head. It is saving right now. It's roll 17 on save. So but you're on this thing and it's thrashing around trying to get you off of it. Sard, what are you doing?
Sard was going to lightning bolt, but now that he sees he's...
Was going to what? I
you could lightning bolt it. If Petunia survives, she's going to lightning bolt you back.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're on it, so that would hit him as well, or her as well. So
right. Well, I'm saying.
Yeah. So I guess he's not going to use it. That was what he was planning to do, but he doesn't want to hit her.
Okay. So you're holding off. Yep. Then it is Amar. Move.
Yeah, Amar was going to get up and basically get into melee range.
Okay. So you're into melee range now. Second phase, the only interesting thing that's happening is Amar and melee.
Yes, here we go. Let us unleash.
And Carl, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as long as you've got the bridle on it, I'm going to make it a save each round.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those, if you save, then it's
no, as long as you've got it on there, you're sort of, bucking with this thing on, it's going to keep trying. And I happen to roll very, very well on that save. So one of those hits, one of them misses. You hit it right in the chest, that barrel chest. Did not like that. Anything else happening? I don't think that's it, guys. I think we're at the end of the rounds. We're on round 2.
So I guess it's melee for me then, right?
Yeah, so just try and maintain, effectively kind of like maintain a grapple type thing. All right, so then, Will, we thank you for your services of rolling initiative, and we transition over to Carl. Carl, would you kindly beat my 6?
But I have my guardian armor.
Nice. What does that do?
We're tied. You're tied.
You're tied.
The guardian armor that you gave me, you gave it to me.
Yeah, I just don't remember what it does.
It's all your fault, Madison.
It gives me it's all your fault. So that it gives me a +1 to initiative.
Nice. Okay, great.
Cool.
So yeah,
guardian spirit.
You have a higher dex than this thing, so you'll be going before this thing goes.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to maintain the grapple.
Yeah, just give us another. I think at this point, give us a test of strength.
Test of strength. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you're already in position there. It's just a matter of whether this thing. Yep. No problem. It's just trying to throw you off, and unsuccessfully. See. So Amar, you got melee, but you lost initiative. So this thing's going to try and hit you, Amar.
Okay.
16. That's going to be. I hit an AC -2.
Oh, just barely.
No, did it? Shit.
Yeah, I'm -1.
You're negative. Yeah.
Oh, nuts. That is 5 points of damage for you, and I need a test of strength from you.
Test of strength. Did it show up?
3 points of Astonishing Fortune. You want to spend any of that?
Yeah, 1055. I'm going to go ahead and spend one.
Okay.
Is that an automatic success or is
Automatic
that a reroll?
success. Yep. If you spend the Astonishing Fortune, so you, so you are hit by this thing, but and you're staggered back, but not knocked prone. Then it is. Looks like magic is the next thing. Let me make a save for this thing on that. Failed.
Oh.
So it sort of hit Amar and is trying to thrash around to get Iffy off, and then it sort of stops, and you guys can picture, Iffy is sort of slumped on top of this thing, partly, or laying across it, the bridle across its jaw, across those big fangs. It seems not to be aggressive right now. And Sard, what were you doing?
Zard lets his magic ice dart plan fizzle away. And his player is imagining Jabba the Hutt and Princess Leia for some reason. But much cooler.
So, Iffy, you're able to sort of like reposition this self. It gets back down on like a typical kind of like mountain gorilla pose. So there's its big back. It is certainly not comfortable riding this thing, but
no,
it is.
I would say, I say feed it. Let's feed it, and Amara, talk to it.
I knew I was going to end up talking to it.
We need to be willy-nilly killing the wildlife. We're in the ecosystem.
Well, I mean, we've already got a talking frog.
Yep.
Well, I mean, and the frog is benefiting.
The frog porter.
Like, yeah, it's like it's like living it up, in the village now.
Suddenly it has turned into a true pulp game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna end up like the Herculoids or something.
Are we going at the center of the earth anytime soon?
Well, it worked. I mean, if it didn't work, if he was just gonna hack it to death, but why kill it?
Yep.
So, what do you guys do next?
She was thinking about gardens in Amazonia, so she's all peaceful.
Yeah. Right. What do you do, Amar?
Yeah, let me go read the spell real quick, just to make sure I got an idea of what.
I scratch behind its ears and try to feed it some of my rations. If it was hungry, maybe that's why it attacked us.
Yeah, if you feed it, it happily takes that. And once you've got the bridle on, it's not going to try and throw it off anymore. So you don't need to worry about sitting on its back the whole time.
Yeah.
You got to keep your hands on the bridle, unfortunately, but you do.
Sure, yeah. Yeah,
but you lead this thing along, and it's happily taking the food from you. Sorry, Will, I keep talking over you. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, I think the first thing Amar would ask it is, why did you come here?
Hungry. Food.
Okay. Well, you're being fed now.
Food. Jams more in. No meat. He sort of points at the toad skipper.
Friend, not food.
Kind of hunches over, and fully to the point where it sits on its butt. It puts its feet up, it's full on gorilla sulking right now.
We can tell if we wake up the toad skipper if it's awake. If he's awake already.
He's definitely awake.
Yeah, so you go, hey, fish, get some fish. Maybe they fish.
Okay. Yeah, I think
we're on the shore.
Yeah, you guys were probably dropping a net or something.
Some lines or whatever.
Yeah, so he brings it over and happily.
We have all that reef claw, that cooked reef claw too that we can harvest.
The toad skippers will not eat them because they're too close to sentient. So yeah.
Interesting. Well, then we won't eat them either. Then.
Okay.
I mean, at least Iphigenia won't. Maybe Sard will. He's a weird sorcerer type, so.
So he happily gobbles up whatever fish you've got, and he kind of scratches at the bridle. Doesn't try and pull it off, but just sort of scratches, and it says "fuzzy, head fuzzy."
Well, if it doesn't, we'll take it off if it doesn't attack us. We could tell him that, Amar.
Yeah, I think that would be the next thing Amar would ask is, I think Amar would say, "Still hungry?"
Nods his head.
Yeah, I'm afraid if we let him go, he's going to try and attack us some more.
Let me make a... What is your charisma modifier for reactions, Amar?
I think it's nothing, but let me
Zero?
make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a straight 0.
Okay, I'm just trying to find my... what do you call it? Here we go, reactions. Nice. Even with the new edition, I still really like my DM screen for Ash.
Yeah, I don't think they got another...
It might be the next Kickstarter as well. We'll bundle it in with...
I think he mentioned
with an adventure or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, a screen with a adventure.
I like the screen. There is too. I do prefer the harder stock. I know this is more of an old school kind of vibe too, but I would like the nice hard, bulletproof screen.
Yeah, like the Iron Kingdoms one.
The Iron Kingdoms one is fucking solid.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got some good stuff.
Okay, the top what do you call it? The high water mark of those things is the original DM screen for Star Trek Adventures. That album size thing.
The big one. Yeah.
Fuck, is it awesome?
It's cool.
Okay, then. So what do you say to him, Amar? It is a him.
He's told us he's. I think Amar's kind of curious about his food source. And I mean, he's by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Apes aren't, at least in Amar's experience, they aren't solitary creatures.
Nope.
Do you have a tribe?
Lost.
Oh.
Dead.
Dead. Wow.
Oh, that's sad.
Are you translating, Amar, or are you just talking?
Yeah, I'm. Of course. You can't hear what I'm actually asking him because I'm asking.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, I'm. Once he tells me, I will turn to you and say, okay.
So in terms of what this looks like in fiction,
he says,
I'm fine with it either being that it's a magical ability, so you can be grunting and whatnot at him if you want as well too, but you can also equally just be speaking in a normal common tongue, whatever that you guys are speaking in, and it's understood by the creature, whichever is your preference.
Yeah, probably just speaking, and that's what I was wondering. I was like, I knew I would form the words in my language, but I didn't know how that would translate. So yeah, let's just speak normal, so you guys will hear my questions, and I can let you know what his answers are.
Okay. Ask what killed him. Maybe if it was like the Behir or something, or the Toadmen, or the terrible Toadmen, we could say we defeated them. We're your friends, right?
What?
The Behir was in the other place, not in the end.
It was, if you describe what he sort of gestures and describes is a lightning lizard.
Oh.
Okay.
So we point to the spears. We point to our spears and.
Yeah. We killed that.
Good. He kind of pounds the ground. He's happy with that. Good.
Yeah. So hopefully food will be more available.
Good. And he looks over and points at the Toad Skipper again. Eat now?
Friend, not food.
Stuffs another fish in his mouth.
I mean, I could try releasing him and say you can go.
I'm trying to think. What else would walk on 2 legs? I think. I was trying to think. I may try and get him to convince him that anything on 2 legs is not food. And then if it walks on more than 2 legs, then you can try and eat it.
Mm. He does seem to be the only illustration I've got is this regular kind of looking gorilla. This does seem to be, with the way its teeth are a little sharper, the size of this thing too. Mm-hmm. This is definitely more of a carnivorous breed.
Carnivorous, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's likely like other gorillas where it can be omnivorous and live on other things, but it seems to. Its teeth and the sort of claws on the end of its hands are closer to what you'd see on a large cat or something like that.
Right.
You are on an island as well, too, and not a large enough one to have... You guys did not come across any apes on this island, and it seems to be sacred to the toad skippers or whatnot, so it is unusual that he's here.
Maybe it was like a servant animal for the terrible toad man or something, and they used it. And that's maybe why I would want to eat the toad skippers. If it was like used to hunt them.
Mm-hmm. If you ask him, he does sort of in that like indirect guerrilla way communicate that he's been here for a while. You know, more than one night is the way he sort of describes it.
Okay.
He fled here.
Did you swim here?
Yes. With others. Dead now.
The rest of your tribe. And then the lightning beast destroyed them.
Lightning beast came. Swim away. Then, and he gestures at that toad skipper, they killed 8. And he makes a gesture with like big teeth with his hands. And claws. Lizards. Big lizards.
Okay.
You are on the same island where the Cetex cult had taken over the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Temple, right. Okay, those were bad frogmen.
Yeah.
We took care of them too.
Good. He pounds the ground again. Good. Easier to eat now.
Yes. I do. I feel like we ought to try and get this guy back to the mainland. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. How are we going to do that?
Just so he's got more hunting ground available. And possibly, and with apes, it's weird, but he might be able to get back into a tribe. What do you guys think?
We could. I mean, I don't. Do you want to? So you don't want to take the bridle off? You want to lead him somewhere and let him?
I'm afraid if we take it off, he's going to try and eat one of us.
Yeah. Well, the toad skipper.
Even though I've been talking to him, I'm still, he's still like.
Yeah. If we had Sanico, we could make a bunch of food for him.
I was trying to think if there's anything.
Could dig up the dead toad skipper. We give that option. We give that option to the toad skipper.
He is not happy with that proposal.
Yeah, he wants to eat you.
No.
So,
we could feed him Bob.
Ask him, would you like to go back across the water?
Nod said yes, and he gestures in like claws in the water.
Oh, right.
We got to take him.
Well, he's gesturing in the same motion that he was using for the crocodiles, for like the were crocodiles.
Uh-huh.
So his concern is that there's were crocodiles in the water.
Might be.
Yeah, but we can take care of them too. But I mean, we'll be on a boat.
Can this thing fit on the boat?
What's that?
Can this thing fit on our boat?
It would be tricky. You're going to have to be very careful in your travels. But I mean, if you're asking me if I'm going to give up a opportunity for a King Kong homage, pretty sure that'll trump any question of this thing fitting in your boat. It'll be tricky. Like, you guys will all have to sort of cram in, but like these boats are designed to go out for fishing and bring a bunch of shit on board. So having a 9-foot tall, 1,200 pound gorilla on you, just part and parcel. Is that what you want to do tomorrow morning then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best option at this point.
All right.
Okay. It's on board with that plan. It takes a little bit of convincing to convince him that it's a way. He understands like using logs to sort of cross waters, so he understands the principle of the boat before. He is concerned about the crocodile men. The crocodiles coming and eating him, or at least attacking him. And you can see there's scars on his on his hide. He's clearly had run-ins with what you guys had faced as well too. But if you leave the bridle on for the remainder of the night, he won't attack anybody. Yeah,
I think. Well, I guess if Virginia will have to sleep close to him, wrap the bridle around.
Okay, he'll do that, and he'll keep watch because he is under your control now. When morning comes, it seems as if the Toad Skipper is mindful of this thing's desire to eat, so has come back with a fairly decent helping of early morning catch.
Okay.
Which is turned over to the thing, more fish into its gullet. And it's overcast today, but a nice day, and otherwise an uneventful morning. If we can go back to the map here, let's see. So what you can see is it's going to be about maybe an hour's journey, a little more, to get across the mainland. Wow, with this big thing in the boat, maybe a little longer.
Do we want to go take him here, or do we want to put him south?
Oh yeah, do you want to go north or south? I just assumed he came from the north, but
does he want to go back? Well, he wouldn't.
I would say that would be most logical.
Yeah, because then he could. If there are others that survive. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let me check to see if anything of interest happens. Trip back here. Let's see.
Be vigilant for terrible toadmen.
Okay. The trip across the water, so it's 2 miles. So you'll still be able to see the shore when the other one comes into view. Let me make a quick check here, guys. Oh, where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? There it is. Okay. Give me a sec here. Glacier, that's what I need. Just kidding. Aha. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of flipping around for charts here. Forgive me. All right. So you guys are in the boat, about halfway across. Let's see here. Who's feeling lucky? Whoever is, give us a D6 roll, please.
Quick question.
Yep.
Did we recover hit points overnight?
Yes, you would have. Yeah. As well as all your class abilities.
That's a what you call
hit dice roll, right?
Hit dice plus your Constitution modifier. And thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Do I have a... We'll go back here.
All right.
All
Still
right.
not 100%. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So you're still not, or you're back at 100%?
I'm not 100%.
I'm down a couple. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down a couple.
Okay. So then you likewise will have a chance to start. You can prepare your spells and whatnot. So you guys are... this thing does not have a name for itself, but if you want to give a nickname to it, or just call it the gorilla or the ape, that's fine. You have a name for it, or just calling it the ape?
Yeah, it doesn't have... I don't know. It doesn't have a name for itself, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called
concept of self-identity.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta call him Jane.
Jane, yeah. We have a chimp. I mean, Diane Fossey, wasn't it? She's the one who started to...
Yeah, and Jane Goodall is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, I said Jane Goodall, I think, was chimps, and wasn't Diane Fossey the one was the gorillas?
She might have been. Gorillas in the Mist.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking Jane from Firefly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or Jane from Tarzan.
And then there's that. Yeah, Jane is good.
Jane's good? All right. Yeah. Sold.
Jane.
Jane is a girl's name. Jane ain't no girl.
All right, I got to change the default settings for tokens in this game. I'll remember to do that afterwards. All right, so what... thanks to Sard's great roll, who has the highest wisdom score in the group?
Probably me.
Probably Amar, yeah. Okay.
Probably Amar.
Amar, you're the one who spots this first. And you guys are... Picture you're about... you're a little bit closer to... You're maybe like still a mile or so off from shore. When you spot at first what looks like just a ripple in the water. And then you see it's a couple of them. And there's something that's moving across the surface of the water. And at first you think it's just like, is it a beaver? Yeah. And it's only when you get closer. It's not what you think it is, I don't think, Mark. But...
Okay. I'm like, no displacer otters, please. Please, for the love of
yeah. I had displacer otters in our Night Below campaign. They're terrific. There is a cluster of small, they're only about 3 feet long. Picture like vicious looking little rat things, almost like a dire muskrat, that are swirling in a swarm, their little tails wriggling in the direction of your boat. And the vicious looking little faces on there tell you probably don't want them swarming across your boat. They're about 100 feet away right now, but they are closing in on you. So, Amar, you spot this first. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Iphigenia and Sard know, hey, look, those things are heading this way. And Amar's going to go ahead and get his radium gun ready.
Okay.
So she's gonna tap Jane. Iphigenia's going to tap Jane and go at points and say, look, food in the water.
So it looks up. And as soon as you see it, it kind of moves up. I'd like a dex test from everybody, please. As the boat... sloshes back and forth. Success from Amar. Uh-oh. If you want to spend Astonishing Fortune, just get a success on that?
Yes, I would.
It's a dex test?
Test, please. Yeah, not a okay. Sard, 1 point of Astonishing Fortune left. You want to spend that to not fall in?
Probably.
Yep.
Okay, so we're out of Astonishing Fortune. And now we're going to roll initiative. So, everybody, decide what you're doing with your round. Again, they're about 100 feet away. And
100 feet away, okay.
At the rate they're moving, it is probably going to be a few rounds before they get to you. They don't seem to be moving terribly quickly. So probably about 3 rounds until they reach the boat.
Oh.
So if I have hold of the bridle, I probably can't cast spells, or...
No, as long as you got 1 free hand, you can cast spells.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll let you plan accordingly for that. And I think, Robert, you are up next for rolling initiative. Okay. Robert, I think you are up next for initiative once you declare your actions.
Yeah, just checking range up something here.
Okay. Jane is eager for the snack. Do you have to activate your speak with animals, or does it always is it always active and you're always able to communicate with them?
No, it's like it's a once daily power.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a once daily.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be magic hold. And then...
All right. So then, let's see here. Robert, you're rolling initiative for us. Would you kindly try and beat my 1?
No, that's easy. There you go.
There we go. All right. So first up is Missile from Amar.
Yeah, they're not in range yet, so I think that's the only thing he's planning on doing. Is just waiting for him to get in range so he can hit him.
Okay, so you got your gun up and you got a ready to action. Then it'll be magic. So Iffy and Sard, what are you guys doing?
Go ahead, Sard.
Sard's going to do the blackened lightning wand.
Sorry, Robert, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, sorry. He's going to do he's going to use the blackened lightning wand and try to hit more or less in the center of the group.
Okay.
So it's as a 15th level caster.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. I think that in this game, though, it caps out at 12.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so give us a 12. What is it, 12d6?
Yep, 12d6.
Dang.
And we discovered that these guys eat lightning or something.
Okay.
Roll 12d6.
All right.
Ouch.
Okay. So then, I think that wipes all of them out. 3, 4, 6,
It's like,
12.
I'm
Yeah.
tired of this fucking.
Damn.
So wow, there's this massive blast of electricity that comes from the end of the this wand, hits the surface of the water and just leaves smoldering corpses that are floating on the water. Jane is very excited about this prospect.
Yeah, let's scoop him up for him.
Okay.
Maybe he'll...
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head over there, and he happily scoops every one of these cooked things out of the water.
So do I lose the spell I was going to cast, or?
No, you just don't cast it. Yeah, it wasn't interrupted. It's only when it's interrupted by like injury or something like that. So yeah, if you just hold off, you just don't complete it, and you don't lose that spell. All right. So then with that, guys, apart from that hungry, stop for drive-thru, as it were, the rest of the journey is uneventful, and you guys are able to get to the far shore and drop off Jane. So how do you release the bridle on her? I mean, it's a him, but on him.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, okay, Jane, we're going to let you go. Go find a wife. I mean, I'm telling this in common, but I don't know.
Okay.
Go find a wife, make lots of babies, eat lots of muskrats.
Okay. And you take this thing off. Yep. As soon as you do, it kind of like it's been in its mouth for a while, so it stretches and looks down at the three of you, and then kind of snorts. And then turns and lumbers off faster than you would expect into the jungle.
Yep.
And off into the hills.
So do we still have time to make our window? Or did that ruin the day? Make our window for the tower. I
think it's later in the days when you went to the tower, because didn't you travel like almost all day to get there?
Did.
So yeah, it'll be later. So definitely, yeah, you still got time.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I mean that's still the basic plan. I don't see why not.
Okay.
So, Kev, quick question about that helping hand.
Yep.
It's made of iron. This isn't salt water, right? This is just.
This is a freshwater lake, yes.
Yeah. And would a magic item probably be protected from, like, rust or...
I don't know if... You are a cryomancer, so I think you know that, like, magic, things that are enchanted, usually the enchantments also involve protections against, like, corrosion and the elements and stuff. Like, that's one of the basic sort of parts of a standard enchantment, so should be.
So he brings up the thought about, we could... Of course, we'd have to spend one more day and get attacked by something else, probably, but while we sleep, maybe. But he brings up the idea of sending the helping hand down the tower, and outside of the. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly where that was. We probably should have put a marker or something on the tower, but it could go down and keep an eye out for. Yeah, that's the problem. We don't know exactly where that was.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'd have to have time to be able to get down there, because remember, it wasn't open long.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, because we only have one more set of these water-breathing things, right?
Yeah.
So this is it. So I was just thinking, if we can send that down today, get a better idea of what we're looking at, because I can see.
Because you can see through it.
I can see through it.
Okay, I understand. I understand more of your plan now. I understand.
Yeah. And get a better idea of it today, then we can go tomorrow. We can come up with another plan if that's not really the way we're going to find to go inside.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would give us more time to heal as well. Yeah. That's not the worst plan in the world. I know it's not necessarily doing something, but that's not a bad plan.
We know about how far up we came, right, Kev?
Yes. The difficulty is you did not surface to see where you were in relation to the boat.
Yeah.
So that is, you definitely could feel that part, like there was that section of the wall that was warmer than what the others were. So you certainly could try and find that again.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't think I can find that with just the hand. In other words, I think I'd have to be there, right? I don't think the hand... I think it's just looking.
So... what we're talking about, the plan, Carl, is Robert suggested using that hand he's got to go down there about the level where we found kind of that heated water area where we kind of heard that sound come from, and observe and see what actually does happen. Okay, to see if it's a door, if it's a port, whatever it is, and see what basically is it. Is it something that we could access or not? Because theoretically it could just be an off gas vent that doesn't go anywhere, basically, or something like that, or it may be too dangerous to go into.
The reason I suggested it is because we only have one more day for these, or one more use of these water breathing things.
Right. Yes, it's probably good to observe and make sure, and then we can go back and time it.
But Kev pointed out the fact that we don't. The only thing that I can do with it is see. So I'm assuming I can't hear through it. I can't feel, so we can't tell where specifically that spot was on the wall. So, for instance, it might be on the wrong side. We don't know exactly what side we came up on.
Oh.
So, if I'm on the wrong half of the tower, we won't see anything. In which case, we could do it. We could do this 2 days, but.
Yes, I think we either observe now, see what happens if we choose the wrong side, and we observe the next day.
Yeah.
One of the things you would expect, given the temperature difference and the sound of whatever was coming out, it's reasonable to think that you might be able to see from the surface, where that water is disturbed. There might be bubbles or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we send down the hand and wait at the surface and watch for the bubbles. If it happens to be on the opposite side, where the hand is, I could try to send the hand around before it closes. Depending on how far away it is, I might be able to do that.
So, Robert, again, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry, I keep pushing back. So why don't we stay at the top, watch for the bubbles. We can send the hand down at the right level, and when it, if it looks like the hand's on the wrong side, I can try to send it around to see it before it closes. Otherwise, we can try tomorrow.
Yep.
So what is it that the hand does that you're hoping to be able to take advantage of here?
Well, basically being able to see with it. So actually, the first question I should ask is, can things fly underwater?
If it's got a flying thing, you could make use of that there, yeah.
Okay.
Does the hand grant you any kind of dark vision or anything?
No, but we were able to see under there, right?
Right, but you were able to see 50 feet, and the walls themselves are much larger than that. I just want to make sure you're getting, expecting something that you're not going to be able to yield.
Yeah.
It won't be able to see the full side of this tower.
Yep. Yeah, I think maybe this time I'm hoping. So slight modification on the plan then would be hope that we get lucky. Probably won't. But when we find where the bubbles come up, we can always maybe we can try to mark the tower some way to show that, hey, this was the side we were on, or this is the side the bubbles came up, and then tomorrow send the hand down again.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, so we can go on the one corner, so we can see two sides,
Yeah.
and then the other, the south part and the north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys are making your way. Is that the plan then?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, southwest corner and then northeast corner. We'll start southwest since it's closer.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are about a half mile out from the tower, and you can see quite clearly the thing looming out. You can see the Aerie floating around, and you can see there are one or two Terramen who are flying around on top. And it's around then when, once again, Amar, you hear a splashing sound off from the left. And you look over, and something is splashed out of the water, and you see another fluke come out. And honestly, it looks an awful lot like the red and black fluke of the lurkers. And this does once or twice as if it's trying to get, it's like stalking with you, but clearly trying to make a disturbance. You've seen these things move before. They all seem to be below the surface.
So is it trying to distract us from something else? And you said, Kevin, it's behind us, am I right?
It's to your left. It's sort of running parallel with you. Yeah.
Okay. So it's on the port, so I'm definitely going to let Sard and Iphigenia know to keep their eyes on the starboard side.
Okay.
Just in case these things try to distract us.
If you look over, what you can see, there's another splish and a fluke about the same distance away. This thing's about 150 feet away, maybe 100 feet away. Somewhere in that range. There's one on either side, and they're both making a disturbance, almost like slapping the water with their tails.
Trying to get our attention.
Well, either that or they're signaling.
Yeah. But so if they're on either side of the boat, they wouldn't be able to see each other, but they'd probably be able to feel the shock.
They definitely seem to be clacking their claws when one of them spotted you before. Both times that you heard the clacking of the claws before you heard the attacks.
Yeah, we definitely need to be wary.
Yep. Will, we see the Terramen overhead. Are you able to contact them?
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucks. We don't have any specific way to directly contact them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just thinking that we could at least, maybe they've observed where the bubbles come up, if they do.
Yeah.
Or maybe they know where the bubbles come up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Already.
Yeah.
So as you guys are approaching the tower, you can see there are two of them splashing, two of these things splashing like in front of you, directly in your path.
Okay, what the hell?
Maybe there's just a ton of these things out there, and they've said, okay, everybody come.
Is anyone looking under the
Yeah,
water?
I mean, what's that?
Is anyone looking into the water?
You know what? Zard might give the hand a test at this point.
Okay.
He's gonna drop it in the water.
Okay.
And have it basically look down.
Okay, so...
He says he's gonna send it about 50 feet down at first.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can look around. There are a couple of them moving around beneath the surface. But something sort of moves into the range, and as if it is trying to make out what is in the water. And that looks like this.
The hell?
Swims up and is looking and studying the hand from a respectable distance, above about 25 feet back.
Okay.
And it turns its jaw, that big jaw opens, and there's something. Or at least you think it must say or do or something, communicate something, because the other lurkers sort of swarm and go in a distance, and this thing then turns, and with a powerful, undulation of its body, it propels itself out of view from where you are in the direction of the tower. What do you say, Sard?
He's going to make the hand follow. I'm trying to find the distance.
Okay.
The speed of it, you mean?
We might be losing Robert.
600 feet.
Breaking up a little bit. Robert, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can, yeah.
That's better.
Okay, good. So, yeah, distance of 600 feet, and yeah, it's going to follow the creature, at least as far as it can go.
Sure, so it begins moving along, and you're moving that direction. As Sard is focusing on that, what you guys can see is this thing up to the shoulder sort of comes out from the surface of the water and is looking over, and it says something. It speaks in this odd, kind of like almost gurgling, growling voice, but I don't think it's in a language anyone here understands. Does Iffy? Maybe she does. Iffy, do you understand Atlantean?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Malo who does,
Malo,
right?
yeah.
Malo, yeah.
I think he's the one who does.
Okay. So it says something across, and these the lurkers seem to be kind of splashing around this thing. It waits for a response about 100 feet away from you, and then it puts its hands out of the water as if to show it has nothing in. And then it begins slowly approaching towards you, undulating. You can see it from what you saw before, Sard, that it can move much faster.
Yep. Yeah, so I relate that to them. It was moving a lot faster under the water.
Okay. So it moves to about 50 feet away, and then you guys can hear in your minds, "Are you masters of Gamma?"
Masters of the universe, maybe. I'm trying to think what that would mean.
Just remembering a certain line from a Ghostbusters episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that too. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone would be, Amar would be you. You're always called the Traveler.
Yep.
Mhm.
This, that, and the other.
Do you understand my question?
What is the gamma?
Gamma. And he turns and he gestures at the tower. You are not masters of Gamma.
Not yet.
Do you think that?
I'm trying to think what the appropriate response would be. I think, and of course, I always fall back on honesty is the best policy, so I would say no.
But you have the weapons of Gamma.
Ah, I think I understand a bit more now. Yes, we do some. Yes,
You seek the masters of Gamma.
Yes, we are trying to enter in to seek them.
You seek alliance with them or to defeat them.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Not for nothing, the voice you're hearing in your head has there's a reason I'm using the same goofy accent that I use for the Monkey Meister. It's as if they share a common like original language.
Oh, what if the Atlanteans are the ones who created them, kind of like the High Evolutionary or something?
Yeah. So I say,
Yeah.
so we are. I mean, that's our purpose. You're being honest. Our purpose is to come here and, defeat them.
Our purpose is to take something from them, not necessarily to defeat them, right?
I think what Amar would say is we believe them to be dead. We simply seek more of their relics.
You will be disappointed. The masters of Gamma are very much alive. What is your name's foes of Gamma?
I am Amar.
Sarah Sunday.
Iphigenia.
I am the outcast. I have no name, cast out by the Creator.
It's the Creator.
The Creator is one of the masters of Gamma.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
You seek access to Gamma.
Yes.
You know not the way in.
We have not been able to find one.
The outcast knows.
Would you lead us there?
If you are foes of Gamma, you are friends of the outcast.
Excellent.
You will not kill more of my children.
If they will not attack us, we will not kill any more.
We allow none to enter or leave Gamma without our leave. We seek no vengeance for our losses and would ask the same.
We only defend ourselves and destroy evil.
You You have the gift to move beneath waves.
Yes.
Granted by creatures of Gamma 2.
Yeah, all these,
Actually,
I guess.
it was. Well, yeah, it is creatures of, because that's now I'm thinking
The
that maybe
Terraman, yeah.
and the frog, the Toadmen, and the Toad Skippers.
Yep.
That may be where they came from. That's entirely possible. So yes.
Then I welcome you to the usurper's lair. Come, we will meet and plan.
Okay.
And you see there's like 30 of those lurkers that sort of are now like just below the surface, kind of moving around your boat. And it moves closer in towards the usurper. Or the, I'm sorry, not the usurper, the outcast. Let me
Outcast,
change his name as well, too. Okay. So he swarms up towards you and puts his hand, and he is, now that he's in closer, you can see he's about 9 feet tall. If he was standing out, big thing, and he's not, as you can see in the illustration, he's not quite like lizard, not quite fish, not quite, he's really an unusual middle ground between everything. He's got his little hat on, as you see there too, and the other accoutrements. You can join us then.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead, or at least I am.
Yep. Drink the potion and go
Use
in.
the potion. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead.
So as you guys are
and
drinking it,
get
he
in.
says, "Wait. What do you use?"
See, it's a potion. It's a concoction. A magical liquid.
He nods. You are not able to breathe under.
No, not without help.
The outcast can help with that too.
Really? How so?
I have my ways. I am outcast, but I forget not the secrets of Gamma I brought with me.
Oh, okay.
Come, drink your potions, and I will give you better ways. The outcast and the secrets of Gamma will grant you much. And his mouth kind of is open as he speaks in your mind. He turns and plunges underneath the water and moves incredibly quickly beneath.
Yeah, I figured he would. So yeah, Amar's definitely going to dive in and follow him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of you dive in. It's a bit unnerving to have so many of these things moving next to you, but some kind of get in close enough where they sort of gesture out with their claws and will try to grab hold of bits of either your armor or your packs or whatnot, and then try to like wriggle to help you along to move you a bit faster. So if you guys permit this, then you're actually going to be able to move much, much faster beneath the water than what you would otherwise, carried along by a pair of these lurkers each. You're borne down underneath the water, and you travel for about, it's maybe about an hour, and it's difficult to judge. You think you're traveling in kind of a south western direction. If you were to guess, you're about here by now. When you reach the surface, or you're traveling along the bottom of the lake at a pretty good clip as well, and what you find is there is a place where there's the lake bed goes down quite a bit, and then there is a prominence that sticks out, and you can see that there are lights that are in here. And as you approach, what you find is there is almost like a similar facing to what the what you saw, not the cursed tower, but the sort of patchwork quality of sky metal that has been placed together for the smoking tower. And he leads you up to this thing. It's almost like a viewpoint looking out. He leads you guys all in, and there is a what do you call it? Like a wet pool or a dry pool. The thing where there's like a surface of water and there's air within. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It leads in, and this structure inside, you sort of pass into the rock face itself and then up to a dry pool. And you're able to climb out, and the outcast is already out and moving around. And the interior of this place, it is cobbled together in the sense that like there's machinery and other sorts of technology that is beyond your comprehension that's been placed into the wall or set up within this natural cave. But it seems that the outcast has access to some pretty technology equal to what Firkus Shud or the Monkey Meister had access to and set up in here. And he says in your minds, "Watch your eyes," and hits a button, and there's sort of big bright lights that illuminate this full area. And it has the sort of like Robinson Crusoe look of a place. Imagine if Crusoe had access to the kind of technology that Firkus Shud or the Monkey Meister had access to, and the kind of thing he would build underwater. There's a large view thing that you can see that looks out from the Bond villain lair style that looks out into the lake, so you can see what's out there. And there's lots of these lurkers that are out there, and it seems like there's a whole crude village, as it were, that's built at the foot of this structure. If you were to guess, there's got to be at least 100, maybe 200 of these things out there. And he turns, and he walks, like as he walks across the floor, the bits where there is like metallic kind of not gangplanks, what do you call them? Gangways. He's got to weigh almost as much as what Jane did. But he walks over and says, "Let us discuss the Masters of Gamma and what you intend to do to them." And he gestures, and there's a crudely made kind of table that is set up with some, I mean, they're not really chairs, but there is at least one chair and then a couple other benches. And we'll find out what you and the Outcast discuss about the Masters of Gamma in 2 weeks' time. So let's award some XP here, guys. I've been keeping diligent track of this, so let's see here. And alrighty, so 108 plus.
So I still need to do that half XP from the last session.
Okay, and 3. All right, so guys, you earn a whopping 333 XP today. So then, with that, guys, we will bring this session to a close. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this session 70 of the Reavers of Thule campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to this campaign, this game, and every other game we run on the channel. There are tons of other great channels over there, tons of great people. You are more than welcome to join the community over there, and lots of great people, lots of great conversation. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart Reavers themselves. So Will, Carl, and Robert, thank you so much for joining us today, guys. I had a ton of fun. 70 sessions in 3 years of adventure. I look forward to many more with you. I mean, assuming the outcast does not kill you all. With that, we'll bring this session to a close. For those listening at home, we hope we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Thulean heroes have been getting up to on the lakes and jungles, and in the jungles of Thule. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.